Yo guys, we are back with another video. It's another Sunday, it's another review week. So we continue preparing for the week. What's gonna happen in that week? What's gonna happen this week? So we are still continuing with our ranges. Wait for retracement, continue. So we only want to be looking for trades around these areas, around this lake actually. Let me pull it that way. Ignore this lake. I only trade this lake. So now, let's see. What's that thing? Note taker. To take notes. I don't know. Nah. I just leave it. Okay. So what are we waiting for this week? We are continuing. So this week, we didn't get any trade here. Remember, we were selling from, there was a trade somewhere here for a sell that we didn't take. So it continued to break that structure. So currently the market has created a new low. You understand? So we are inside a bearish range currently. So we want to sell. I'm looking for sales now. So I don't know what are they gonna manipulate. So on this time I'm just still waiting. So we had a confirmation around these areas. Then we had this inducement that happened right here. Inducement. Yeah, in ITM is inducement. So price manipulated. So now, what do we want to see? I want to see price break structure, retrace. Then I'm gonna look for sales there. So we are waiting, but our bias is still bearish. So price might come to tap this because I also see that there's like a trend line around that area. So I don't know, maybe it's gonna manipulate those highs, then continue going down. But if it breaks, then we start to buy. Understand? Then we start to buy. But for now, it's still bearish. But let's just look at the sentiments again, because they sometimes, not all the time, guys, don't take what you see here on the internet very seriously. You see, yeah, even my sentiment, the way I approach the market, yeah, you can learn from it, but don't take it as a like, this is how it is. This is how it is. So let's see this week. Let's see how the sentiment is going this week. For this week, before we go to our pairs. So this week, Euro USD decreased. You remember it's decreasing. So once liquidity gets taken, remember the positions they close. And when this position close, meaning that this buy, because you are, if you are in a sell, you are selling to buyers. So those positions when they close, that means buyers are activated. Yeah? But we see if it invites more buyers, because if it invites more, or it's inviting sellers. If it invites more sellers, it's going to change direction. But let's just see what's going to happen. This one also, you can say maybe 50% around those areas. This one still have more sellers. That's why it's still going up. This one has more sellers. the price is going up. This one has more sellers and the price is going down. The best thing about understanding market sentiment is not like uh, the institution are sending are trading against the seller. That's why it's going. It's also about positioning yourself correctly with the market, because it's not like retail traders, they don't make money. Yo, there's a lot of retail traders that they make money. You understand? So now, if you see this, you think that retail traders are not making money, because a community of retail traders combined, they can also move the market. They can also move the market. So yeah. So USD JPY, USD Swiss franc, because I did add this pair and this pair just for observation, but I will also be executing trade because I think it's the market is doing the same thing in each and every pair. So this one still more bias, this one still more bias. So let's see what price has to say about that, and we are continuing. So here our bias is still bearish. We're still looking for sales. So we're still gonna wait. Let's jump to the next one. The next one is GBP USD. Remember, here we did say that we are going to look for sales. Monday was Monday. Remember, we had a position that we didn't take. It went down. I removed it, and we're just gonna continue studying what's gonna happen, because I'm very curious what's gonna happen, because at some point around this area, I also thought, because my position, like I'm still studying this thing that is happening here, because if we happen to be right with this one, that means this becomes our real BOS. So price is still within like the range. It hasn't been. So chasing this kind of trades without enough understanding of what's happening here might give me something. So at some point, I really expected price to come. So I just observed that. Didn't do anything. I didn't trade it because I'm still studying. So I'm just continuing on a market, because obviously they are building liquidity, and probably for higher time frame. So we don't know. And they are building it also this side. So we don't know. So price is within this low and that high. So on smaller time frame, yes, it's a good sell. You understand? If you follow smaller time frame ranges. But I have my own perspective about these ranges, but we'll talk about it some other time. So this is the new one, the new trade that pair that we're still gonna look at, because when I went back in time to study it, it does the same thing. So this becomes our high. Price did this, created an inducement, then price continued going down. This is very important. Then price continue going down. So obviously we were not looking to trade it. So we're gonna start trading it this week. So let's just also mark it here. So this one also mark it here, because the week will start here. We'll see how the week goes. So didn't have a trade here, and here we are still waiting for price. Did create a break of structure there, so we don't know what is it gonna do. But before I take any trade, I want it to come. Remember, this is our supply. That this entire thing is our supply. So probably this is the liquidity for supply, or this, we don't know. So we're just gonna wait for price to tell us what it wants to do actually. But once this happens, we might take that trade, but it's not an A setup. It's not an A setup, because the price is bearish. So we have USD CAD. Remember, on USD CAD, we saw many people are selling, and look at what price is doing. This all okay. AUD CAD, we saw many people are selling, and it is going down. So money is made there. Nice. It's good to see that. Yeah, we did take these two trades. I did explain in our previous trade. So we didn't have a trade also here because I really wanted to catch the low of the week, but it said no, Baba. Maybe probably once it does something like this here, I might look for buy, because number one, you see the amount of sellers in in those situations when we look at that liquidity. So I am going to look for a buy, but I'm waiting for, if it takes these equal lows, maybe trend line, probably trend line liquidity or something. We don't know what it is. We just hear people saying it's trend line liquidity, but another thing, maybe it's a wake off, wake off. Yeah. Yeah. So it's the same thing, just that in different language. So wait for this, then maybe look for buys. Look for buys. Targeting that high. Targeting that high. So let's mark it also. Yeah. No trade that week. USD JPY, remember we had a loss there. So now I rectified some of the things here. There are a lot of things that I've rectified. So what I've seen is that price did confirm the range here. So now we are inside this range. This is the low. And look at how complex is this range. I mean, like, it's so easy to get lost in this type of ranges. Yeah, it's so very, very easy to pick up in some of these ranges according to the way I trade. This is where I get mostly, where I feel the real pain. So I drew this trend line. I saw, okay, we have liquidity here. Then we have a trend line here. So they might manipulate this low. So my rate was right. They took that low. So now I'm waiting for further confirmation, because that one is not enough, especially there's a lot of liquidity, because at some point it might wipe even here, and it might take a long time before it gets there. So we're just gonna observe and see. But once it breaks this high, I'm definitely gonna look for a buy. And since a lot of people are selling, so we might catch something. I'm not saying guaranteed catch something here. Don't get me wrong. So right now, USD Swiss franc is the one that I added again. Even though it's a bit choppy, the way I look at it, this one is going to give me some problems. But we're just going to observe how the model performs throughout the pace. Okay? So we had this as a confirmation of this range. So this is our liquidity. You see, maybe using bias so that the stop losses there, they take them out. Understand? According to what we've been told. Understand? According to anyone out there who's online. You understand? But it's just build up. It's just reading, guys. The way I see it now, it's just reading. So it just it's following a certain rhythm. You understand? That's why they say it's an algorithm. You understand? Maybe we should investigate the term algo, but for now we can focus on rhythm, because it follows a pulse. Like breathing, it has a rhythm. Dancing has a rhythm. It also follows that rhythm. I think that's why it's sensitive to news, to war, because they kind of like shake the rhythm, like, oh, put fears in people. So that's why also it reacts to that. So it's an algorithm. Just we don't know the algo, what it means, but the rhythm part, we see it. That's why it delivers in rhythms. When it goes down, it's like growth. Growth goes up like this, decline goes up like this. Good, bad, left, right. So it's also a reading. So it reflects emotions. Usually, people when they come into this, we bringing emotions. Number one, we don't want to lose money. We're bringing fear. We're bringing like it reacts to those. Yeah, it reacts to those to that kind of reading. It is reacting to that reading. So enough about talking about rhythms, things that don't make sense. So let's talk about this. This one makes sense. Liquidity, once it breaks, we buy. So, okay, reading. So I have to look for it. Okay. Okay, yeah, I was just doing some some markings. So what I've learned, let's go to higher time frame so that it can be clear. To remove this. So what I was marking here was, oh, remember we said that gold, we are waiting it for it to take that low. It did take that low. It did take that low this week. So what am I doing? Something is going on. That reading, yeah, that reading, that reading. That reading, I can see. We are done with the reading. We are done with the reading. So here, structure went like this, took liquidity here, then broke structure here, then got broken here, then did this, then did this. Now we have a new lower low, a retracement, continuation. So it's in a trend down, but that it is telling you otherwise. Ne? So do you see that once you understand direction, and let's say you know that it's a high, new lower low, it wants to create a low here. And most of the time, the reason that I don't get involved in this leg, I only want this leg because it's so easy to trade this leg. You understand? It's so easy. All these entry patterns now, they make sense. You can enter the market the way you want to enter it. You understand? As long as you understand the, the ranges. Eh? As long as you understand the ranges and all of it, yeah, all of those things. Eh? All of those things. As long as you understand direction, yeah, you can position yourself where the the water is flow with the market, follow the trend. Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, follow the trend. That's where you can utilize any, in fact, any strategy. You understand? Because if you are looking for a QML around this area, that's a successful QML. Yeah? That's a very successful QML. If you are looking for a QML, that's a very successful QML. Regarding, you know, where the price is going, like head and shoulders. This is the left shoulder, the right shoulder. Break the shoulder, sell here, stop loss there. You're done. You understand? So again, you see, left shoulder, right shoulder, break the shoulder, you sell there, stop loss there. You're done. You see, when you understand the direction, you can position yourself right. You don't have to. Let me tell you something. Just because there are opportunities everywhere in the market, it doesn't mean that you have to take those opportunities. They might not be for you. You understand? Me, I'm sitting here. Maybe I am a full-time forex trader. I'm sitting here, and you are bringing an opportunity for me. Let's say maybe work at the mine or somewhere. Yeah, it's good position. Just because that position is given to me, I don't have to take it. We understand? Because it's not my field of opportunities. But now, if an investor comes and say, hey man, maybe like a prop firm, you see a prop firm is an opportunity that I can utilize. So the market gives opportunities to give to for you to make money anyway. You understand? Anywhere it's always moving. It's always moving. So it gives you an opportunity anyway. So you're exposed to a lot of opportunities. Some of those opportunities are not for you. But if you can position yourself to where you understand maybe QML or head and shoulder, you position yourself correctly there, then you won't chase for QMLs here or what here, or even look at this. You'll only look at when the logic of the market is going, where you position yourself to look for those things. Because, but if you're gonna look at them randomly, say, this is a break of structure, hey, so is them, hey, those opportunities are there, and you'll see with the most. This is where not my opportunities reside. So also location where you are with the market and stuff is very important so that you can position yourself nicely. So that will be the takeaway for this week. Eh? That is the real takeaway from this week. Because just because you can just buy randomly here, it doesn't mean, yeah, like here you can even buy, say, yeah, it took liquidity, professor buy here without any proper logic. You you will you won't understand why you are losing. You understand when you back test, you are winning, but when you are not, you don't, you are losing. So that was the takeaway. We are done with that one. You understand? So now what are we waiting for? We have a new range. These are there. These are liquidity. These are liquidities that you see there. Could be a trend line. Could be maybe it could be a lot of things. It can do a lot of things. It can even near another liquidity here and do this. You understand? But in order for me to see that, I want to see more development. You understand? I want to see more development. So that was uh, which one is this? Gold. Yeah, that was gold. So what are we waiting for? Waiting for a retracement. Then we'll see how we're gonna sell it if we continue selling. But if people start, if it breaks that high and start to create higher highs, we are going to be inside as well. There's nothing stopping us. Okay. Yeah, you have to also mark for and see. And we didn't have a trade this week also. So this week I didn't have a trade at all. I didn't find any trade. I was looking and I was looking and I didn't find any trade. Remember here also we have a mark sell for study. It's still going. And also again, it's still the same as gold, liquidity. Yeah, just going, man. It's just going, just going, just going down. So let's go to a new one. So now I also added Bitcoin. So currently on Bitcoin, we have liquidity that was taken out. But the only time that I will start to look for buys is probably around these areas. Understand? I want to look for buys around these areas. I mean, not buy sells, because I want the market to actually retrace. Because I also use other, sometimes market confuses me. So I add other confluences. So at this point, I want the market to come at least 50% before I risk my money on that range. But already, I want market to be above this one and probably break this break of structure here, because this to me looks like equal high. So I'm just gonna wait for that. So already is inside. It has not confirmed the range, but already is inside a supply. That's why I'm looking for sales. Already is inside the supply, so that's why I'm looking for sales. So unless it does something like this, you see, if it can do something, if it can do something like, then I know good eye. This was an inducement. I'm looking for sell. You understand? So we will see how the week develops. So since this one, it's new. I've never actually traded. Like I've invested in it, but I've never like traded it like I'm trading our forex pairs and stuff. So I want to see, but it looks like it also follows the same thing. It's an algorithm. So we are waiting. We are waiting. So for now, Nasdaq. So Nasdaq last week it was here, and this week it did this. So it did mark that one. Yeah. So this week we are still, our bias is still bearish. So we're just gonna wait for market to pull back. Even if it give us an entry, we're gonna sell this. Understand? If it violates, I'm still gonna look for buys. So yeah, let's see. So also USDT, oh yeah, USDT was here when we did the and it did this. So this I saw it as a equal high. Then I'm expecting this to happen. Then if it gives us anything, we are sell. But our bias is still our bias is still bearish. Our bias is bearish here. So we don't know what's gonna happen. But if it does that, maybe continue. We keep on buying. We keep on buying. So nothing will stop us from buying. No one. No one can stop me from buying. So also added German 30. So German 30 confirmed here. So currently I'm waiting for more development. So now it has my interest, you understand, because I can see good. You know what? This was the equal lows that probably the market was after. Because I don't see any here. I was like, okay, took those liquidity, like now it's starting to break in a structure. You see, if it breaks this one, it's gonna be more convincing good die. This was liquidity build up, you understand, trend line. See, you see, even if you do a trend line, wait for liquidity to get taken out, break off the trend line here. You see, if you understand how to trade this leg and you don't bother with this leg, it's very easy for you to position yourself in the market. So that means here, market didn't provide you with any opportunities. The right opportunities come even maybe after this one, QML here. Then you write it. You write it, bro. You take it home. But I'm not saying go now and buy Gemin Deity without your understanding what you're doing. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's the week. But let's check if we did say that we are channeling, because if you are channeling, you need to really channel and actually improve, review, and stuff. So this is this is the new of the week. Oh my goodness, I cut it there. Yes. Yeah, this is the new week, Monday, Tuesday. So you can say we are here. The whole week I didn't have a trade. So we are still sitting at the same parameters of this week. So we don't know how we're gonna do this week. So we're just gonna observe, and if anything comes, we take it as it is, and we still have a full week again. So it's gonna be very interesting. Let's see what Trump has to say about it. It's gonna be very interesting. Thanks for watching. Stop share.